It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny Smith is here. Shaquille O'Neal. Big guy right there.
Ow.
And Memphis is where we'll be going just moments from now, as the Grizzlies will be going up against the Utah Jazz. And for Utah, they've gone 4-1 over the last 5, playing pretty well, and they're looking to build on that tonight. An intriguing matchup tonight. Two smart, experienced ball clubs. Shaq, how do you see this one playing out?
Solid execution on both sides. Each guy playing to his own strengths.
Okay. I think it's going to be more tactical, though, honestly. You know, if the game is played at a fast pace, that's when the benches come into play, because we'll see who has the bigger bench.
If,
You okay? You all right?
Oh.
You all right?
Man, no, I'm not.
Okay.
Oh. Kevin Harlan, take it away.
Oh, sorry, Ernie. They go down the wrong pipe.
Something did.
The week is starting off right. Monday night, and 2K Sports presents the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. For the Utah Jazz, they come into tonight after the loss to the Celtics. And guys, the hometown fans not pleased with that dreadful performance. They saw their team get knocked out cold.
And their defense practically non-existent in that one. Just gave up far too many easy shots.
You could say they certainly were not on a string on the defensive end. They need to be so much better moving forward.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Thanks very much. Well, Quinn Snyder is the coach here in Utah, and he said, as a coaching staff, we show the players we have confidence in them. And then we're unbelievably demanding. But it has to be mixed with patience. And that, over time, pays off. Kevin?
Teaching and motivating. He's done a nice job, DA. Thanks. We have two teams tonight, Doris, with a lot of experience between them. What type of game, in your view, does that typically result in?
Well, typically you see a very well-played game, very few turnovers from either side, a high level of execution on both the offensive and defensive ends, and sometimes it comes down to the little things. Who wins the 50-50 balls? Who goes to the free throw line more? When you're talking about two high-caliber, experienced teams, it's the little things that make a difference.
Attention to detail. Well said. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. So on the floor for Utah, Mitchell and Ingles are out in the wings. Favors and Gobert, the tough pair inside. And it's Rubio in at the point guard.
And so it begins, taking control right up front.
Well, don't you love that they seized the lead from the beginning, exactly how you want to start off the game.
Now, here's Ingles. Back to Rubio. 6 to shoot. Utah needs to get off a shot here. And it's Mitchell missing. And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for Memphis. Stolen by Mitchell. Rubio against Conley. Rubio the pass to Ingles. Knocked away. And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. We've played just over a minute here in the first. 5 to shoot. Drains the three-pointer. Ingles has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
So you've got to chase Joe Ingles off that three-point line because he is lethal.
Conley kicks to Anderson. Gobert against Green. The kick out to Anderson. Poked away, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Anderson. And here's Rubio. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. Mitchell passes to Rubio. Off target from outside. Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Here's Temple. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Ingles against Anderson. To the paint. Rubio with it. Mitchell outside. On the wing, Ingles. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots. Offensive rebound. And Derek Favors with the slam.
Well, you like how Favors stays after it in that instance. When he's close to the bucket, boy, he's great at hustling for these second chance points.
Here's Temple. Outside Conley. They kick it out to Green. From deep. And another miss by Memphis.
And if he thinks that's within his range, then you know what? He's got a low basketball IQ.
I'm a little surprised he would even attempt that shot. Much better to swing the ball to somebody else.
Conley. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here.
And that's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
Favors can't get it to go. The Grizzlies trail by 3.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Ingles against Anderson. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And you watch Kyle Henderson out there. They call him slow-mo for how he moves on the court. Just one of those jack-of-all-trades type of players on offense, and wasn't known for his defense, but has put in a lot of work to improve in that area.
The first one falls. And with Anderson, the defense has been a focus for him the last few seasons.
And even though Anderson doesn't get up and down the floor fast, he still has quick hands and feet. Is being asked to guard some of the top forwards in the league for this team and wants players to try and shoot over him so he can use his length. Considers it a win if his assignment takes a jumper and doesn't get around it.
Both shots good from the stripe. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Now, here's Rubio. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Now, here's Mitchell. D right on him. Favors can't get it to go.
Boy, that's exactly how you have to play defense when he's driving the lane. You cannot give him any space.
It's stolen by Ingles. Rubio looking it over. At the top of the key, Favors. Mitchell left side. Clock at 4. Back to Favors. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
A moment now to see the numbers for Temple. He's averaging 8 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And those numbers, solid, not spectacular, and sometimes what you see is what you get.
There's no doubt. This is a guy who understands his role, knows he's got to give you quality minutes, and that's what they expect from him.
Now, here's Green. And right now he's averaging about 7 points a game. And again, Memphis no good.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
Mitchell against Jackson. Here's Gobert, and the layup's good off the glass. Gobert's got his first points in this one.
Boy, I love to see Rudy Gobert score despite the contact. This guy is showing off some big-time strength right now.
Conley inside the line, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
And a surprise he doesn't knock that down. Defense a little too lax that time.
Mitchell dishes to Rubio. Back to Mitchell. To the inside. And favors kicks to Gobert. Here's Rubio. And poor shot selection there. Not a high percentage look for him. Here's Temple. Covered by Mitchell. Draws contact on the shot. And now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
How about battling through the impact there and then wheeling that basketball in?
Maybe it's no longer a surprise. A couple rookies, Doris, who we thought would take some time to develop, are already contributing.
It's no question about it, and more rookies are being asked to play a larger role in their particular teams. And I think what you have to be struck by is the fact that we're not talking about 21 and 22-year-old rookies anymore, Kevin. We're talking about guys that have very limited collegiate experience, and yet everyone wants an immediate return. And I think it's nothing more than a sign of the times. Guys are dreaming about the NBA from the time they first pick up a ball, and what we get as the result of that.
Now Rubio. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Pass to Mitchell. And there's the call on Garrett Temple. That is his first foul of the game. Some changes for Memphis. Chandler Parsons, he's checked in for Anderson. Dylan Brooks comes in for Garrett Temple. And it's Harrison in for Mike Conley. And a switcher also for Utah. Cephalosha's checked in. Kicks to Gobert. The Jazz working the ball around now.
Boy, he's so used to having a hand in his face that I think it caught him off guard to be that wide open.
Here's Parsons. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Utah's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Rubio finds Cephalosha. Now, here's Mitchell. Covered by Parsons. 6 on the shot clock. Mitchell against Jackson. Favors trying to break free. Misses off the left iron. And here's Brooks. He'll bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. Coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
And really, I just felt like they didn't compete, particularly on the backboard. Probably their weakest area in that game.
Got absolutely trounced on the glass. A lack of passion for an important aspect of the game.
Nice timing to get up on that shot.
Boy, you can't ask for better defense, Greg. Excellent work getting right into the grill of the shooter.
Caspi, he's checked in for Green. And Utah with a change here, too. Jay Crowder's checked in for Derek Favors. Rubio right side. Crowder kicks to Rubio. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Gobert, and it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And the Jazz with some changes. Udo comes in for Gobert, and Alec Burks subbed in for Donovan Mitchell. Memphis has gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Harrison passes to Caspi. He kicks it to Jackson. Here is Caspi. Burks covering. No good from Caspi. Crowder against Parsons. Cephalosha the bounce pass. Burks looking around. And stolen by Parsons. Here's Harrison. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Jackson finds Caspi. Shoots over Burks. And he overshot that one, missing. Utah's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Now the pass to Crowder. They could use a bucket. Rebound by Caspi.
The defense not doing its job there. Left him wide open, and I'm sure he's kicking himself for not cashing in. I don't think the pass could be better placed. That's a great assist.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Jazz.
Yeah, just ice cold right now from the floor. Time to regroup.
I think, Greg, they look lost and they look frustrated. Not sure how they're missing so many shots right now.
Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Take a look at Utah. They're sixth best right now, looking to make a move up in the standings. And, of course, Memphis, a half game back.
Right now for the Jazz, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
Yeah, even so, though, I'm sure they're not satisfied just being near the top of the standings. They're going to be looking to make a major push as the season winds down.
Here's Rubio after the made shot from Chandler Parsons. Tries a three. Rubio misses.
Still unable to connect this quarter. Really looks frustrated. Just needs to try and stay calm.
Harrison kicks to Brooks. Parsons on the wing. Three-pointer. Rubio with the rebound.
Hey, we're not seeing the best quarter by this guy, and he's lost his feel a little bit.
Cephalosha passes to Rubio. Now here's Burks. Rubio in the corner. The Jazz again can't hit it.
He's missed everything he's taken in this quarter, and it's making it very difficult for them to come back.
Offensive rebound. And that one's good. Harrison's got his first basket.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Now, here's Burks. Last game he had 12. They need this. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Jackson's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Well, I think one of the things that strikes you about Quinn Snyder is whatever is at his disposal in terms of players, he makes great use of it. He loses Gordon Hayward, dealt with a ton of injuries, and yet the Jazz are always competitive.
Royce O'Neal's checked in for Thabo Cephalosha. And here's Brooks from outside. Rebound, Utah. Last time they met was in Utah.
Their last game against this squad, they won out thanks to some big contributions from the bench.
Yeah, that second unit was fantastic in the last meeting. They infused a ton of energy and, somewhat surprisingly, a lot of points production.
Here's Rubio, 4 on the shot clock. He hits that shot, his first of the night, now 1 for 6.
Well, that's the way it works. Good call, good finish inside by Rubio.
Pass to Brooks. On the wing, Jackson. He's guarded by Udo. Brooks kicks to Caspi. Over Udo. No good from Caspi.
And they have a narrow edge here in rebounding early on, and you wonder what kind of a role that's going to play moving forward.
Now here's Crowder. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Rubio right side. From deep. Brooks grabs the board.
He's obviously still trying to find the range. No success this quarter. You wonder what it would take to get him to pass the ball.
Yep, it counts.
And defensively, just giving up the high percentage look down low.
Not a lot of aggressiveness from the defense right there. You didn't put up enough fight early to keep him from scoring in the post.
It's tipped, and we reach the end of the first quarter. Grizzlies lead by 4. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. During his tenure in Utah, Coach Quinn Snyder has quickly earned the appreciation of his players, including Rudy Gobert.
It's very lucky to have a coach like that. He really takes everything, with heart, and he wants us to be the best defensive team in the league, as I do. And I think when the coach and the players are on the same page, usually, good things happen.
Coach Snyder doing a terrific job with his team.
Just a great tactician, and he's clearly got his guys buying in to his message.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And for Memphis guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Tough defense throughout that first period, and it's really paying dividends.
Well, I think there's a level of physicality with them right now and not allowing the opponent to feel comfortable getting into their heads just a bit.
So on the floor for Utah, they've got O'Neal. Ricky Rubio is out there with Alec Burks. Then it's Jay Crowder, and it's Udo in at the 5, roaming the paint. Jackson with it. Udo picks him up, buries it from three-point range. Parsons got 5 points so far.
Now that's his game. Parsons, one of the league's best at catch and shoot.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, as we know, Rudy Gobert is a 7-footer with an aggressive mentality. He said some guys don't have pride, but I do, sometimes too much. Quinn Snyder said he gets angry, which I like. Whatever kind of stereotypes Americans have about the French, they don't apply. Not to him anyway, guys.
Sacre bleu! Thank you, DA. He is indeed a fiery competitor. Now, here's Burks. No points in the game yet for him. No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet with the pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. Here's Parsons. Rebound, Utah.
Well, the struggles from the field continue for this guy. The way it's going, he shouldn't be more than a secondary option for them at this point.
Burks dishes to O'Neal. He's off on that one. Now Memphis takes it the other way. Harrison in the corner. Over Rubio. The shot by Harrison, no good. Jazz trail by 5. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Udo kicks to Rubio. Burks in the corner. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And the Grizzlies leading by 5. Many had wondered if the Jazz would rebuild after they lost Hayward. Turns out they just, Doris, reloaded.
They'll give the Jazz organization from the top down a ton of credit because after losing Gordon Hayward, they didn't mope or feel sorry for themselves. They got a bona fide star in Donovan Mitchell in the draft. And this is a team that's got talent in the post-Hayward era, and they are going to be a factor.
And, guys, isn't it great to see a player who works that hard on the glass at both ends?
Well said, G. That's the way he has built, his reputation. Grinding away, 100% effort all the time.
So much tenacity. Really tries to outwork everyone around him.
So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Jermichael Green, he's checked in for Parsons. Anderson comes in for Caspi. Garrett Temple has checked in for Dylan Brooks. And it's Mike Conley in for Andrew Harrison. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Gobert, he's checked in for Udo. Favors comes in for Crowder. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Alec Burks. And it's Mitchell in for Ricky Rubio. Pass to Gobert. Nice ball movement by Utah. O'Neal kicks to Gobert. Mitchell outside. Just 5 to shoot. Ingles. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And Ingles, one of the bigger stars on the Australian national team.
He's a virtual unknown when he enters the NBA, but a credit to Joe Ingles because he's a knockdown three-point shooter who now can manipulate pick and rolls. This guy is becoming a factor in the NBA.
One shot, gentlemen.
I love the way Joe Ingles, guys, affects winning in multiple ways. This is a guy who does so many little things. He can facilitate the offense, he understands how to play pick and roll, and we know he can make the long-distance shot with great regularity.
Now, here's Ingles, following the miss by Michael Conley. Ingles finds Gobert. Back to Ingles, and out of bounds as Memphis gains possession. And where have the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for the Grizzlies.
And the three-point shot above the break has become a popular shot in the league, but not for them tonight. They're passing that one up and just trying to get their offense from closer to the hoop.
And Doris Ingles, a player who does so many things well, and the coaching staff loves him.
I don't know how you couldn't love Joe Ingles because he's a terrific passer, an excellent defender, one of the better shooters from range, and he keeps teams honest. What a player this guy is.
And good that time. Conley's got his second bucket tonight.
And just a great second quarter for them after such a difficult first, bringing that field goal percentage up from below 30 and now with the lead.
Now, here's Ingles. 11 points for him in that last game against Boston.
Well, I'll tell you, still looking for that first three of the second quarter. He had one to open this game in the first.
Conley with it, now defended by Mitchell. It's Anderson with the drive, fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so one free throw coming up.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. The Jazz making a switch here. Cephalosha's checked in.
One shot behind the lanes.
And that one misses. So much of being a scorer is finding ways to get open without the ball, Doris, and there are a lot of guys that do that very well in the league right now.
Well, you think back to guys like Ray Allen, who have retired in the last 5 to 6 years. He was one of the all-time bests. You think back to the Detroit Pistons teams and Rip Hamilton. They set the stage for today's generation. Guys like Klay Thompson and Kyle Korver, who are relentless in their motion and sometimes do it randomly. Outside of the context of the offense, they're just, because they've done it so often, the kind of movement they create puts tremendous stress on your defense.
Shots good by Green.
Okay, you got a nice little back and forth going here.
Well, I love how personal this thing is getting. If you drain a three on me, anything you can do, I can do better.
Now, here's Mitchell. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Here's Favors. That one goes. Count it.
Well, wonderful execution from Derek Favors. This guy's a bull. It is really hard to deal with the strength that he brings.
Conley up top. He's covered by Favors. Conley, the pass to Jackson. Conley's shot is off. Jazz trail by 7. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Pass to Gobert. And here is Cephalosha. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Clock at 4. The pass to Favors. Over Anderson. Favors can't get it to go. And the Grizzlies leading by 7. Conley surveying the D. Here's the floater. Good work there as it goes. Conley's got 7 now in this quarter.
You know, rough start for him, but he seems to have turned the corner here in the second period.
Ingles kicks to Gobert. Conley against Mitchell. Green with the block. Anderson against Cephalosha. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And now a look at the upcoming schedule for the Utah Jazz. On Wednesday, they'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the Dallas Mavericks. And then on Friday, They'll face off against Ben Simmons and the Philadelphia 76ers.
You know, it might sound cliche, but a road trip like this one is a great time for this team to build chemistry on and off the court. Chemistry absolutely matters in the NBA, and these are the kinds of opportunities teams need to build it.
G League last season experimenting, Doris, with coaches' challenges of certain calls during games. Do you see that perhaps moving over as well to the NBA?
Kevin, my understanding on this is that across NBA ownership, there is real momentum to allow for a coach's challenge. And I think it's commonplace to see teams argue a call. When it's all said and done, we want to get things correct. And so maybe you see this happen in the G League. And what's the carryover to the NBA? I don't know, but I can tell you unequivocally, ownership wants to see a coach's challenge in the NBA at some point.
And I think, Doris, anytime you can make those coaches do more, put more on the line, just adds to the intrigue of the game.
No question.
A moment here to check out some of the stats for Donovan Mitchell. Averaging around 26 points per, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And with his ability to put the ball in the bucket, he has to be your primary focus defensively.
I think defenses plan to stop him, but very few succeed, Greg. And that's why he's his team's leading scorer.
Now, here's Mitchell. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. And JaMychal Green picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Memphis on defense. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game. Anderson with the block. Mitchell against Conley. And Green slams it in.
He's known as more steady than flashy, but that was a sensational pass by Conley. He can get fancy when he needs to.
Now here's Favors. 14 points from him the last game against Boston.
And don't forget about the work he did on the boards. His rebounding was a huge help in that game.
Mitchell against Anderson. 5 on the clock. Mitchell's shot is good.
This is where Donovan Mitchell is nearly impossible to stop. With that aggressive defense, he still finds a way to score it.
Parsons, terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Ingles with the ball. He's got 9. Kicks it to Gobert. Mitchell outside. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
To me, guys, Donovan Mitchell gives evidence and credence to the notion that drafting players is more art than science. Think about it. This guy taken 13th, not much was expected. But all of last year, he was neck and neck in the heat of the Rookie of the Year talk.
Shooting 2.
Free throw drops for Mitchell. And with Mitchell being slept on, motivated him into Doris a great rookie season.
Well, Jimmy Butler said Mitchell plays with a chip on his shoulder, and I'll tell you, he does seem to have that me against the world approach. And whatever his motivation, Kevin, it's working.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
Boy, this is as exciting a combo guard as there is in the NBA. Donovan Mitchell's craftiness, his assertiveness, all of those things make this guy special.
Now here is Cephalosha. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Favors with the ball. Now guarded by Parsons.
Oh boy, that's 2 on him now. And if he gets a third foul before halftime, his playing time is going to have to be limited for a bit. Well, obviously, Rudy Gobert sets himself apart on the defensive end. I once had a coach tell me, Rudy Gobert is a defense unto himself. The shot blocking, the shot altering, and one of the best rebounders in the game.
2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And Doris with Gobert in his defense. It goes beyond the shot block.
Oh, my goodness, Kevin, way beyond the shot blocking. That reach bothers enough shots that even when he doesn't block it, he's a problem.
Doors are seeing a lot of movement on the offensive side of the ball, a lot of screening, a lot of movement, obviously, without the ball. Does that require more awareness, not only on the offensive side to make those moves, but also defensively?
No, I don't think there's any question about it. One of the most important things you can do if you're an excellent defensive team is you start with communication. So as that action starts, the movement and the screening, are the teammates talking? Screen coming right, screen coming left. Do we want to trap the screen? Do we want to make sure the ball gets out of a certain player's hands? Communication in this day and age against motion offenses has got to be at the top of the list defensively.
Well said. And Memphis making a change here. Brooks checked in. Anderson finds Green. No good from outside. Jazz trail by 10. Knocked away. Gobert the pass to Cephalosha. On the wing, Mitchell. Covered by Conley. Shot clock at 5. Takes the 3. Scores for only the second time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field.
Well, it's all about decision making in the pick and roll, and Donovan Mitchell making all the right choices.
And there's the foul on Jay Crowder. That is his first foul of the game. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Caspi's checked in, and Utah with a change here too. Udo's checked in. They kick it out to Green. From deep, Brooks. Jay Crowder with the rebound. And so it's Crowder with it. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. 7-point differential. They can look forward to the American Airlines Center after this game. They'll match up against Dallas. And that game will be game 2 of 5 out on the road. And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Harrison's checked in for Mike Conley. And Utah also making a switch. Ricky Rubio checked in for Mitchell.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Well, last season, a tough one for Crowder. Was moved from Boston to Cleveland and then moved again over to Utah at the deadline. Also struggled mightily with his shot and just had a down year. And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Jazz trail by 7. And Rubio kicks to Crowder. Pass to Burks. Nice ball movement by Utah. 1:39 left in the first half. Just 5 on the clock. And here's Cephalosha for 3. That one's not going to go. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. And good that time.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now here is Cephalosha. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Now here's Burks. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Burks has got his first basket.
This is not an easy cover. Alec Burks incredibly aggressive down inside.
Here's Caspi. And the rejection by Udo. There's 42 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Crowder against Parsons. Cephalosha finds Rubio. From deep, drills the three-pointer. And now just a 4-point Grizzly lead.
I'll tell you, this offense looks completely different and so much better spacing when Rubio can be a legitimate threat from range.
Here is Caspi. Tipped away. Cephalosha with the steal. Down low. Here's Burks, and plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And the foul goes against Memphis.
Love to see Alec Burks get aggressive with the defense. This guy terrific getting the defense to foul him.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
Free throw good, Burks.
Alec Burks, Kevin, continuing to develop into a dependable scorer. He's got great size for a 2-guard.
And Burks hits 2 free throws. There's 10 seconds left to play here in the half. Parsons on the wing. Takes the 3.
Well, that's the dogged defense from Crowder. This guy's not going to back away from anybody.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. It's the Grizzlies leading by just 2. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thank you. Chandler, they've made a couple of runs here. How do you keep them at bay?
Yeah, they're a great team. We fully expect them to keep coming back, and it's going to be a dogfight. So they went on their run, and we just got to limit their runs, and we got to go on a few of our own.
Chandler, we'll see who wins that battle in the second half. Thank you. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Tremendous first half. Glad to have you back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. For the Grizzlies, the first quarter was pretty even. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. The second quarter saw them lose just a fraction of the lead they held at the end of the first, as they're now ahead by 2 points at the half. Kenny, what'd you think about the Grizzlies?
Well, so far they won the battle of assists. They played more patiently and very unselfish in the first half. Good shot selection and nice flow of offense.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Utah?
Well, if you can't shoot the ball, you might want to stop chucking it up. They keep trying the 3, but it's not going down. They're relying too much on the 3 ball. Way too much. It's good when it's falling for you, but when it's not, you have to try something else.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side, my brother.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of the game that's been so far. It's been quite a game for Chandler Parsons.
But really, the numbers aren't gaudy. They don't stick out, but his energy and impact does.
Oh, Greg, there's no doubt. And he's affected the game in any number of ways, and he's definitely important to the success of this team.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Anderson at the small forward and Jackson at the 4. Garrett Temple is out there with Conley, and it's Green in at the 5. And that's the group for J.B. Bickerstaff as we begin the second half. Here's Rubio, and Jackson with the block, and he recovers it. New 24 for Utah. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1.
I like how Rudy Gobert is attacking the glass right now. Huge hands to get every rebound in sight.
Many were hoping for Rudy Gobert to take on a bigger scoring load last year, and Doris, it didn't happen.
Well, obviously, Rudy Gobert's main impact is going to be as the stifle tower, that effective defender. He's got to continue to work on the offensive end of the floor.
One shot.
And the free throw, no good.
Well, at 7'1", Rudy Gobert has become known as the stifle tower, and this guy's starting to excel and get a bigger role on the offensive end.
2 shots, foul, elbow, 2.
The Grizzlies shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
2 shots.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And he can't hit the second.
You know, he couldn't make all of them, and they'll have to settle for just a 1-point lead.
Rubio against Conley. It's stolen by Green. Conley with it. Guarded now by Rubio. And the basket is good. Temple's got 8.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Jazz trail by 3. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Jazz had to weather the loss of Gordon Hayward, so they need to play together to have success. Coach Quinn Snyder said, "We expect guys to put the team in front of themselves and support each other. Our strength isn't in one guy. We need each other." Kevin?
David, one thing for sure, they come to play almost every game. Thank you. It's stolen by Gobert. And Rubio kicks to Gobert. On the wing, Ingles. Defended by Anderson. Mitchell outside. Shot clock at 6. Another miss by Utah.
Tough start to the second half. Just 1 for 5. Wow.
Here's Anderson. Good on the shot. Now it's a 5-point Grizzly lead. Oh, no, he may have gotten injured right there. He's in a lot of pain.
And I'll tell you, this is something you never like to see.
No, obviously something that, you know, every player fears. The NBA has made player safety a priority, but injuries continue to happen.
Royce O'Neal's checked in for Utah. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Pass to Gobert. Poked away. He kicks it to O'Neal. Just 5 on the clock. Mitchell. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Mitchell's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Conley, the pass to Jackson. Outside, Green. Conley inside the line. Top of the key jumper, no good. Jazz trail by 3. Rubio outside, passes it to Gobert. Here's Mitchell. A beautiful reverse layup. Mitchell's got 4 points in the quarter.
What area of the floor can't Donovan Mitchell score from? This guy, terrific job on the interior.
Green finds Conley. And there's the call on Rudy Gobert. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. 2nd team foul.
Rubio against Conley. And Ricky Rubio gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. 3rd team foul.
Here's Jackson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Here's Temple. The kick out to Anderson. Just 2 to shoot. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
Great beginning to this second half. Now 3 for 4 from the field.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Rubio against Green. Mitchell passes to Gobert. And he uses the glass on the layup. Gobert's got 8.
Well, there's size, and there's length, and there's touch. Rudy Gobert doing work.
The pass to Anderson. Right side, Green. Back to Anderson. Here's Temple, covered by Mitchell. And here's Anderson for 3. It's rebounded by Derek Favors. The feed to O'Neal. Buries it down low. O'Neal's got his first basket of the night.
And since halftime, this has become an intense ball game.
They are getting after it hard. It has become a real battle out there.
Here's Temple. 8 points for him. Gobert with the block.
Well, this is the calling card of Rudy Gobert, a superb shot blocker. The wingspan is a thing of beauty.
Mitchell kicks to Favors. Rubio with it. Conley picks him up. Mitchell outside. He feeds it to Favors. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation. And here are some big men who, when they get it in tight, are as close to a sure thing as we've got. Here are the top field goal percentage leaders among NBA centers and power forwards. Derek Favors 3rd.
And most of the guys on that list have that unique combination of power and finesse. I mean, a very physical presence with an equally soft touch.
And all with an outstanding work ethic as well. Constant effort and motion, always doing whatever they can to get the best possible position and the ultra-high percentage shot.
Caspi, he's checked in for the Grizzlies.
A moment now to see the numbers for Conley. Averaging 22 points per, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And for any other player putting up those numbers, we'd say they were great, but for him, they're just simply run-of-the-mill.
Agreed. A lot of guys in this league would be very happy with that stat line, but this guy is the real deal. He is built for more.
Now here is Conley. He has 7. Jackson dishes to Temple. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Temple's got 5 points now in the quarter. Moment here now for an injury report. Now an update on Joe Ingles from David Aldridge. Dave, what's the news?
Hey guys, Utah's head athletic trainer gave me an update. Told me that it looks like he sprained that wrist. Thankfully, no signs of broken bones. That is such a tough blow to take at the early stage of this season. Hopefully, with it being early, he can recover and help this team down the road. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you for the update. I know we're all interested in what his status is.
And it might be a tough road back for him. I mean, but one thing's for sure, he will be back.
Well, we know this. The guy's a fighter. I'm sure nobody's more disappointed than he is to have to go through this. But I am sure this guy will work every day to get back as quick as possible.
Utah with the ball, following the score by Memphis. From beyond the arc, Rubio misses.
I'll tell you, that's been the story of this guy's night. He can't get anything to fall.
Temple can't get it to go.
You know what? His finishing ability, not really at the level that you would expect from a pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force.
This is Mitchell at his absolute best. Driving, attacking, putting all the pressure on the defense.
Here's Jackson, following the basket by Donovan Mitchell. And you can't help but notice that Ricky Rubio has grown as a player.
Well, he talked a little bit about losing his mom recently, and he was very close to her, and he said it changed his priorities and perspective on life, and that balance has translated to more effectiveness on the court.
Brooks checked in for the Grizzlies. The Jazz also changing it up. Crowder, he's checked in for Favors. And Alec Burks subbed in for Ricky Rubio. Mitchell in the corner, beyond the arc. The Grizzlies pull it in.
He had a make from downtown in the first half, but no threes since then.
Mitchell against Conley. Launches a 3. But they get it back. Lets it go with a 3. The Grizzlies with another miss.
And guys, this has got to be more of a team effort. Right now, he's playing all for himself.
Guys, close one here. No team getting a huge advantage.
Yeah, tooth and nail fight so far, guys. These sides match up really well.
As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Parsons comes in for Kyle Anderson, and Andrew Harrison subbed in for Mike Conley. Udo's checked in for the Jazz. Cephalosha comes in for Royce O'Neal.
4th team foul.
Here is Caspi, covered by Cephalosha. Now Caspi, right through the D for the layup. Caspi's got his second bucket. And here is Mitchell. He's got 12. Burks with it. He's picked up by Brooks. Burks with it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. No good off the back of the rim.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Brooks feeling it out a bit. Shoots over Burks. Brooks misses. And so it's Burks bringing it up now for the Utah Jazz. They trail by 1. That one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Crowder. And a chance here to take a look at the shooting chart for Conley.
And the story of the game for him has really been painful. I mean, he's tried to get things going, but for whatever reason, between the defense and just his rhythm tonight, the touch just hasn't been there.
Harrison passes to Jackson. And it's Brooks at the elbow. Here is Caspi. He's guarded by Udo. Now here's Brooks.
And let's review some numbers for Jackson. 18th in rebounding. And of course, rim protection always at a premium. That's an important part of his game. Top 20 in blocks per.
And as you were saying, one of the better rebounders in the league. He just has that tireless work ethic that also motivates the rest of his teammates. The first one falls. And Dylan Brooks, the former Pac-12 Player of the Year. Greg with a great start to his career.
Yeah, I was shocked that Brooks ended up going 45th overall in that 2017 draft. He just plays within himself, but still is aggressive in terms of looking for his shot. It looks like he'll be a strong scoring option for the team as he continues to develop.
And both free throws good for Brooks. Jazz trail by 3. Mitchell kicks to Crowder. Burks the pass to Cephalosha. Clock at 6. The 3. Rebounded by Jackson. Jackson's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Brooks up on top. Burks covering. Harrison passes to Caspi. And it's Brooks. That time on the assist by Caspi. And it's 6 points for Brooks.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Crowder finds Burks. Cephalosha with it. Trying to get something going. Brooks grabs the board. And the Grizzlies leading by 5. Harrison scanning the floor. Outside Jackson. Lets the 3 fly. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
You know, a guy with that size from the downtown three-point area, no chance for a defender to alter that shot.
Crowder kicks to Cephalosha. Nice ball movement by Utah. Burks against Brooks. So here's Burks. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Here's Crowder, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And with this quick break, we can show you the list of the most explosive shooting guards in the NBA so far. Fifth on the list, Donovan Mitchell.
And this is the cream of the crop at the two-guard spot. I mean, strictly in terms of their scoring ability and the ease with which they can overwhelm would-be defenders.
You know, and that's why it often requires more than one man to defend against any of them. These players draw more double teams than any group in the league, and they still are able to put up points at a devastating rate. Well, Jay Crowder, a versatile forward to me who fits in so well with this team. He can hit threes. He can match up well on the defensive end. This is a player who has a bigger impact than his stats might indicate.
And Memphis making a change here. Green's checked in. And both free throws good from Crowder. You know, with Crowder, it's his physicality, Doris, that establishes his presence on the floor.
Right. He is able to match up with rugged offensive players. This guy is strong enough to guard multiple positions, and even if his shot isn't falling, he can make an impact on the floor.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Mitchell passes to Crowder. Cephalosha kicks to Burks. 46 seconds left to play in the third. Shoots it up. Another miss by Utah. And here are the Grizzlies. They're on a 15-6 run. To the middle, here's Parsons, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Brooks has got 3 assists now in this one.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now here is Cephalosha. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet. For the three, and he's good on the 3 ball. 7 seconds left in the third. Here's Parsons, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Memphis, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that, Greg, putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And the Grizzlies leading by 7. And Utah looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Cephalosha is out there with Jay Crowder. Then there's Favors. Then there's Alec Burks. And it's Mitchell in at the 1.
What a turnaround in the second half. So much more accurate overall.
Outside Favors. Caspi gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Pass to Cephalosha. Back to Favors. The 3. That one's good, and the Grizzly lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket for Mitchell.
Well, this is problematic because Donovan Mitchell can hurt you any number of ways. Driving, spotting up, you name it, he's got it.
Parsons outside. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
A physical basketball there, and in the best sense. A hard screen allows him to shake the defender and get to the bucket for the layup.
And Chandler Parsons, a player who's just had some bad luck with injury. Yeah, you think back to when he was at full health and how impactful of a player he was. Still working to get back to that level, but it's been a long journey for Parsons.
Ricky Rubio checked in for Donovan Mitchell.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And with Parsons, it wasn't that long ago he was a top small forward with his scoring and playmaking.
You know, at one time thought to be the ideal small forward, you know, to give you a little bit of everything on the floor, could get to the rim, could stretch it with the perimeter shooting, and a solid defender. His outside shooting, I think, still there, but the burst that allowed him to get good looks is something injuries may have taken away.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
Yeah, you know, they may have gotten the feeling he would dish it off, but he had a surprise for them.
Here's Cephalosha, following the score by Memphis. 6 to shoot, lets it go from deep, and Utah another 3.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
Here's Harrison, sweet little floater, and the Grizzlies lead by 11.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Rubio finds Crowder. Brooks against Burks. Lets it fly. Green with the rebound. Green's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Parsons' shot is off. And so it's Crowder with it. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. 11-point game. It's stolen by Green. To the middle. Here's Brooks. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Utah calls timeout.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Well, I think they've got to ramp up the pressure. There's no excuse for letting them score at will in the paint. Make them feel you.
And some changes here for the Grizzlies. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Casper. Temple comes in for Dylan Brooks. And it's Mike Conley in for Andrew Harrison. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Utah. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Quinn Snyder's huddle, and he was emphatic. He said, we are not going to win this game playing this way, fellas. You've got to step it up. You've got to get aggressive, and you've got to battle to get back in this thing. See if that pep talk got him going, guys.
Thank you, David.
I'll tell you, he hasn't been able to find the mark all night. It's a big reason they're staring at this deficit.
And stolen by Favors. Now Burks. It's tipped. Second shot opportunity. And a quick look now at how the Memphis Grizzlies' schedule is shaping up. They'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the Milwaukee Bucks. Then on Friday, they'll tip off a homestand starting with the Sacramento Kings.
And looking at that Timberwolves matchup, they'll need to be at their best for this contest. Anything short of excellence, and they'll be in for a rough ride.
And that one misses.
You know, guys, what's so interesting to me about Alec Burks, now that he's a veteran in this league, he's never been a starter for a long, extended stretch, but he's always been in the rotation. For me, the next step for this guy is just being more consistent.
Good on the second free throw. And the Grizzlies leading by 12. Temple the pass to Green. Outside Conley. And again, it's Memphis with the 3. Well, for Burks last season, Doris, able to play more after being sidelined with injuries in the past.
Well, you think about those injuries really are the only thing that stepped between him and having a larger role, because this guy has a terrific shot from deep, and in the NBA, that's always a valued commodity. I'll tell you, that's a graceful finish. Not just any old layup. The teardrop.
Conley against Rubio. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
And with their hot shooting here in the second half, their field goal percentage over 50% now for the game. And you got to love just how smart of a point guard Mike Conley is. You never get the sense he is forcing anything with the ball and keeps it moving around to his teammates. Very aware of his spacing and the spacing of others while running that offense.
And Conley, who is so good with space and timing on offense, seems to always find a way to score inside.
I mean, he has that great floater to lean on for scoring. And the only thing you want from Conley is help. Has had a few too many injuries to ignore the last few seasons. This team is so visibly better when he is healthy and on the floor.
Well, you love to see Derek Favors get these high-quality looks on the interior. How incredibly patient is this guy down on the block?
Here's Temple. Outside Conley. Shot clock at 5. Anderson outside. There's the 3. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And weak rotation defensively. This is not a guy you want to leave open when you're trying to stay in the game.
Now, the defense just not in sync there, right? You've got to do a better job communicating.
Now here's Favors over Parsons and all around the rim that time before dropping in. Favors got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, Derek Favors has developed terrific form, and it's nice to see him continue to develop this mid-range.
Conley, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
Now, here's Rubio. It's deflected.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
You always hear coaches preaching consistency. Doris, what enables that kind of night in, night out reliability?
Well, I think a lot goes into it, and you can start with pride, Kevin. If you're putting in the kind of preparation necessary, then you're going to take a certain amount of pride in the things you do on a night-by-night basis. Things aren't always going to go your way, but it's not how you end the night. It's how do you respond in the middle of the game when things are going against you. Calls haven't gone your way, or perhaps there's a bad matchup. What's your response? So a lot of things go into consistency, and it's why we take special pride covering players who pride themselves on being available.
And one of the most admired things you have, too, as well.
Correct. Michael Jordan loved to play every night.
Nobody near Parsons. And the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
I tell you, I like how Parsons can stop on a dime and gather himself for the pull-up.
And Rubio kicks to Cephalosha. To the paint. Here's Gobert. Drops in the layup for 2.
I'll tell you, it takes fantastic vision and flawless timing to produce an assist like that.
And the Grizzlies leading by 20. At the elbow, Green. Back to Temple. High arcing shot, and that's 2 points on the layup.
And really the story of the half, one team shooting it lights out, the other, the lights are just out.
Yeah, that's right. You said it. They don't find a way to switch it back on. They're in trouble.
Now here's Gobert. Here's Favors. It's rebounded by Memphis. Parsons got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Temple. That one, no good. O'Neal with the defensive effort. Pass to Gobert. Cephalosha finds Favors. Back to Cephalosha. Passes it to Rubio. And he's way off from outside.
But the effort's been there for him, just not getting the results.
Anderson passes to Conley. Outside, Green. The shot. Again, Memphis.
Well, I'll tell you, he's been a go-to guy for them as they've taken this lead, and he keeps coming.
Utah's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Favors. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
I'll tell you, solid concentration from the big man. Derek Favors fights through the contact thanks to all of that strength in his upper body.
And for so long, it seems Derek Favors had played in a crowded front court, but still can get the job done.
And Favors has shown his versatility and impact in spot minutes his whole career. Every team can use a player like Favors. He just eats up space inside and can play that tough D. Offensively, I think he'd like to get back to where he was around 2015, and hopefully he'll find the chances to do so.
Shooting one.
Doris, last year, a bit of a bounce-back season for Favors. Got back to doing what he does best.
No, exactly. I mean, Derek Favors probably underrated defensively. This guy eats up a ton of space, will bother a lot of shots. He can contribute even when his offense isn't there. A physical basketball there, and in the best sense. A hard screen allows him to shake the defender and get to the bucket for the layup.
Utah calls timeout. For today's defensive schemes, Doris, which are more valuable in your opinion? Great on-ball defenders or great help defenders?
Well, I think you need both, obviously. I think anytime you can pressure the ball to a high level, I think that's very disruptive at the point of attack. But I also think in an era of incredible motion offense, you think of players and teams like the Golden State Warriors, the San Antonio Spurs, there's great ball movement, player movement, and you've got to be able to be aware at least 2 passes away. So you need both quality types of defenders, to me, to have a high-level defense, Kev.
I agree. It begins with an on-ball defender and usually evolves into a help defender. I mean, you can't do one without the other.
Agreed.
Rubio with it. Conley picks him up, and the shot is good.
Well, you love Crowder's willingness to distribute the basketball. His vision allows him to set his teammates beautifully.
Rubio against Conley. Inside. Here's Jackson, and the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
Boy, not nearly tough enough inside on the defensive end. They made that all too easy for him.
Conley against Rubio. The dish now to Mitchell. Back to Rubio. Shot clock at 6. Over Conley. And the shot no good, a bit short. Memphis leading by 23. Kicks it to Jackson. Back to Conley. Parsons outside. That's in there. Conley with the assist. And that's now 20 points for Chandler Parsons.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here. for Memphis.
I think the attitude was very impressive. Definitely a competitive game, and they fought through it each step of the way.
Absolutely. They put on a tremendous performance in terms of the effort and intensity. This was a well-deserved win.
And now, for the year, this is going to take them to 7 wins.
And they will walk out of here feeling really good about themselves today, guys. A big win over a conference foe they'd split their previous 2 games with.
And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance, but in particular, a real good game it was for Chandler Parsons.
Boy, with all the work he did at the offensive end, it seemed to me to take a toll on the defenders. They could neither match his energy nor his intensity.
Now here's Gobert. And Rubio kicks to Gobert. Beyond the arc. Kept alive. And slam dunk by Gobert.
I'll tell you, you cannot give Rudy Gobert an inch of space when he's working the glass. This guy excels at using his reach.
One shot. One shot.
On the free throw, no good. And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they got to be happy with the outcome.
Mack finds Jackson. Brooks, the pass to Jackson. Memphis moving that ball around. Here's Harrison. The layup off target. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Chandler, it's a cliche, but you guys really do seem like you're getting home court advantage and making it tough for people to come in here and win.
Yeah, this is great. That should be our goal every single night, to win our home court games, to have the loudest, craziest crowd in the NBA, and I think we got to be up there. Our crowd tonight was great, and we really feed off their energy, so it was good.
They pushed you to the win, Chandler. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.